SLP vibe.
Ah, we good, man, we good.
It's time to marry.
Oh, bit no. No, man, see it. Yeah. Oh, faire bord. Non, mal puis faire bord. Y'a combien étudié?
Kevin, tu veux get ça là? Tu aimes qui veut getter là? Alright, soup. Alright, que de barre.
Maïe.
Maïe, vezi, fini que lui là. Aïe, il veut penser tout du monde comme aller dans GTA. Offensé. Le cas va aller ça.
Voilà, là. Voilà, c'est tout. Donc.
Mais je suis bouffé, yes.
Ah, attends, reste en guide d'esprit, il y a cutscene là.
Je me regarde cutscene, je suis bouffé là. Ouais, mon gars, ça, c'est sûr. Mon gars, ça va. Ouais. Ah, yo, mon dieu, qui fait. Et il y en a 6 sur les doigts. Get ça, Nini, la figure. Get ça, Nini. Oh shit. Oh my god. Get ça, accent. And it's araignées, oh shit. Oh hell nah, man. Look at this shit.
On va te faire solo. Moi je récupère solo.
Oh, that is gold. Allez, venez. Ouais, c'est accès. Mais il y en a plusieurs armées avec des axes.
Aïe, mais ça c'est essayé. Good là, bro. T'as regardé défoncer, Mille et toi.
C'est le premier même. Qu'est-ce que ça t'as?
Rotobo là. Heal.
Ça babaglé. Ah, yo y'en a un move là d'ici. High space win move là, win current là. Maman là.
Taille. Heal.
Tu peux trouver que moi il peut rouler? Vous ne pouvez pas de moi il est en vie. Ah maman.
Oh shit. Ah, t'as plus de
Attends, on va venir défoncer comme ça. Hey, Godric, ha!
Ouais.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Je vais dire, moi, les bêtes 8 aussi.
Ouais, pas dispo, ça y est. Ouais.
Oui,
non, mais Calibo, là, on retourne dans mon world, moi.
Oh.
Ouais, mais on revient moi summon ça, tout simplement.
Yeah. Attends, Montréal, coup de summon, c'est.
Ouais, t'as quand même ce battle là, c'est quoi, quoi.
Attendez. On avait dit.
Ah oui, mais pareil, même, hein, même méthode de celui.
Allez, ployer. On fait envoyer l'affaire là.
T'as coûté sa statue là?
Ouais. Qui peut dérouler? Qui te le fait maintenant encore? Ouais, mais dans Warzone, si t'as fait là, Marie au pétard. Oui. Yes. Bien sûr, ça. Eh, man, le stock là, n'importe qui faisait un movement speed, ça donne pas la Marie, bon. Yes. Ok, ça m'a coopéré. Mais essayez.
Ouais, pas sûr, là.
On va essayer. Bougla, man. On peut faire 600 damage, alors que Bougla, et non, c'est pas comme health. Mon là, si je passe par pour tuer Bougla. BP n'a pas pareil comme un Mogot. Il y a un Mogot. Il vient à ce, ça coopère avec toi.
Ici, moi, j'ai un NPC avant, là, tu casses un ennemi. Pas un côté, dit.
Ok.
Mais qui dit, moi, l'histoire, c'est des 3, 1, 4, 5 fois. Là, je suis pas réussi, on a pas toi.
Et ce ça va pas besoin de plaisir, écoute ça.
Ouais, et puis on tombe chiant. Et moi aussi attaqué un coup.
Qu'est-ce que ça, ça? Aïe, yo, aïe, rétuis moi. Man, sur attaque là, différent, ton. Dis, attends, il chose, ça n'est pas y 3 waves.
Right at the, quoi, bon moment, même, hein.
Soit t'es pas rôle de loin. T'es pas qu'à 2 jambes.
Non, on a été obligé de se dire. À cause qu'il y a un crase, flow, là.
Oh. Ah bon, laisse-moi pour la démarre. On doit rappeler le thème, ou quoi? Non, mais parce que j'ai moi.
Ouais, non.
On rappelle.
Tu es tout mauvais seulement là? T'es seulement?
Oui, on fait des semaines là. Yes, così. Qu'est-ce que tu veux dire, Vachish? Tu vas faire là-bas, toi. Pour brigade. Et Marco, moi, je te trouvais à Bougla, j'ai touché le lit, hein. Ah, mais ça.
Pourquoi qu'elle dit ça? J'ai mis de l'eau green.
Ouais, tu connais, moi, j'espérais, moi, bah, dans la machine, on a des vanilles, un pochon, dit, hein. Puis, manger, voilà, des dit, notre chicken, wow. T'as en place. Ah, donc, allez, vous dire, moi. De là, bah, peut-être toi dit bon, hein. Bah, peut-être toi dit bon. Je ne connais pas qui est les filles, là.
De gros, ça m'intéresse, non?
Non. Bah, on va trouver, là. On va faire des tours d'affaires. Pourquoi acheter des points apparaître là? Yes. Let's go. Un appel Lackman. Ah, d'accord, je dis. Ah.
Tu que faire Alex. Laisse-moi faire premier fille, ça. Là, tu es deuxième fille, ça, toi, correct?
Qui y a une deuxième fille, tout? Oh, here now, bruh. Let me off.
Chabou. Par contre, tout de suite, là, par contre, tout de suite. N'était pas de en fog, là, toi.
Ah, et tout.
On est prêt, mais après, moi.
Bon, père, mettre tout ça, c'est ça. Un bon chunk to help et tirer c'est mort. Faut les utiliser les weapons dans celui-là.
Ouais, rentrez. Ouais. Rentrez.
Ouais, comment on va dire? Un bon chunk to help, les tirer pour rassurer ça.
Ouais, un d'avantage. Oh shit, pourquoi là tu dis là?
Mon côté indéfensible là. Vous prenez les temps, rentre dans des champions.
Oui, tout
Soupe ça, tu dis ça.
Ouais. My bad, man. Tu m'as trop des champions, hein.
Et soupe ça, pas parce que vous êtes des champions, hein. Talk les mots, oh, ils jouent.
Eh, donc tu trouveras des champions, hein.
D'ailleurs, il trouve j'ouvre ici, reste.
Ouais, c'est pas grave. Ouais, il y a moi dans les mots.
Qui fait what?
À côté de mon pied, pas de boost. Que t'as pas de boost. Il compte que moi t'es objectif complete là, ouais, quoi qu'à la case pour.
Pourquoi tu tout le temps c'est. Aïe, tu vas aller à
Eh, bah, moi ça grave, moi je tue boucle.
Bon,
eh, reste-moi moi.
Mauvais route ça. Mauvais route ça va se ça là. Bon, tu que ça maintenant là, et Marie baiser.
Râle pas derrière ça moment.
Ah ouais. tu peux que Kiki. Littéralement, peut casser un peu, peut get figgy. What takes to excuse for it. Oh. Bien vu, là. Finger remedy effect will be nullified. Ok. What? Okay. Ça, c'est ça. Je vais pas me garer, c'est ça. T'as dit, faut trouver le mot. Ah, mais t'es beau finir, mais c'est. Oui, hype, toi, quand déjà, mon frère. Tout coûte côté des épaules,
Eh, pareil, t'es roussé.
Mercure Spring. Hein? What? Ouais, attends, de me revenir.
Eh, mon consultant de YouTube, moi, il y a des vrais fans en entier, parce qu'il y a que Tina, non, ça. Tu as déjà fait ça, ou ben.
Avez-vous déjà une possibilité de tuer avant de rendre différents faits, ça?
Ouais. Je sais que Tina, on prend là, c'est un tuer vite, man, que Tina, pas dans jeu.
Moi, j'ai même trouvé. Tu peux taper, je me trouve 4000, 8000, 12000. Je me dis, eh, wait a minute, comment peut aller autant vite? Je suis là à cause de infuser des weapons dans Blood Out, ça. Pourquoi quand j'étais buff, te mettais là, dis ça c'est pour ma ligne, on va te mettre ça pour le godry.
Eh, ma ligne, m'a tout soucié, aïe. Final boss ça aussi. Il y a Blood Resistance, moi t'es pas trop rousse sans me dire.
Ben là, tu as la chance de hot, c'est là. Il y a une résistance contre tout élément ou bien.
Ouais, tu élément, ouais.
Ouais, petit baiser en gros. Ouais, moi, tu finis mettre ça, ben.
Ouais, toi, tout le monde se met ça, il faut dire là.
Non, on va tout mourir.
T'as quoi de statut d'âme là?
Ouais, moi, que statut d'âme.
Right.
Attaque pattern pour des katanas là, Marie, c'est moi.
Yeah, Marie, c'est. Elle a des luttes là, un Twin Blades. Quand tu joues à un Twin Blades, c'est assez sérieux.
Pas une dagger qui tu pousse, il y a là. Tu cadé combien là? Non, pas feu, get te cadé toujours. Mon vieux, c'est. Combien? Si tu payes trop 0.95 difficile, je ne peux pas finir quand tu prends 2.0. Si tu prends 2.0 sur le bi, tu peux bien défoncer. Un average user Call of Duty sur le KD c'est 0.5 à 6 pour là. Un above average tout, non, on va trouver là. On va des bouts de débat à faire là. Il est dans mon stream.
Dans mon stream là. T'es rare link.
Et attends. Ouais. Un above average player dit 0.90 à monter. Et là, c'est. Mais yellow 2.0 à monter. Mais là au 2.0 là, il me trouve beaucoup. Hein. Fait des comment dire, donc ça, un coup de payer 3 kills te fait tout le monde. Pour qui Fiji? Ça, ma vérité, il dirait que ça. Ouais. Comment vous tuer l'état? Il n'est pas vrai à peine. 51 000 kills avec chaque fusil, surtout Joker. Ah, mais non. Get me the fuck out of here. Si tu pensais ça, ce stray là. Oh.
Tu me dis high speed swing, je pas qu'il a fait là.
Ouais. Fais le coding.
Attends, reste que de site upgrade ça, après tu reviens ici.
Wait a minute. Dormi. I have returned. Est-ce qu'il y a aliment en eau? Aucun aliment en eau. Wait a minute. Multiplier. Mon carré c'est bien, je te dis. Le dernier.
Ouais, t'es grave, mon carré trop plus toi.
Aïe, tu m'en dois pas. On met d'affaires là. Mais tu peux gagner ce ça veut dire déactiver les moments qu'il fait. Il va pas montrer tout tag sur moi. Après dire qui d'autre chose, bah là il a sauté dans le game là.
Celle-là.
Ah bon? C'est qui tu pas qu'à sauter?
Ah ouais, ah, si, mais pas vraiment Dark Souls.
Non, ben normalement dans même forme software game, moi t'as pas qu'à sauter.
Ouais, puis pas vraiment une feature, moi, à ce titre.
À ce titre, bah on peut faire beaucoup dans Elden Ring.
Sans problème, là, coupe-moi. Attends, check le password, coupe-moi, c'est pas qui donne.
ABC 657.
Alright.
Ouais, mais comment vous gagnez qu'à rentrer sans coupe password là?
Mais il devait pas nécessaire password, hein.
Bah, arrivé c'est ça. Bon, tu pensais les canettes rentrées. Netto, j'ai pas cassé un peu, puis si c'est piqué de moi, pas gros, chose. Hey, Camille, moi, pas gros, tu y es, moi, netto, bouga, net vin devant, puis net spam glaçon devant. Bon, pas donne. Moi, tu pensais, puis d'un glaçon râpé ici. Et ta bougla, il est pas de l'attaque, moi, il tout un peu attendre avec ce, avec Casten, ça. Il pas question, moi. Il y a alors un peu dit, hi, papa, mot, décalé. Puis tu dirais que tout le monde se voit. Déroulé ça.
Oh, bah, pareil que ça fait pas plus beau. Attends, mais c'est checker si y a une autre semaine, semaine pour je sais pas qui donne. Attends, sinon, à côté, à côté de l'entrée bus, ça, à côté de l'entrée bus, on met Moussa Mansan là-bas.
À côté de l'entrée bus, ça. Allez, ouais. Vraiment.
Arrête maintenant.
No enemy ahead. Get ça gros monté là.
Keep up ahead.
If only I had it on. Praise the blocking. No enemy ahead. Comment tu passes ça, Godric? Hi. Welcome to my Minecraft.
Eh, fais foot. Pourquoi ça le devant, hein? Tu bien qu'on tient le devant, là, t'as qu'à faire.
Quand il peut apparaître que processeuse, hein. Ouais, pareil comment t'as là, tu peux directement te finir mettre seuse. Ah, mauvais cause de ton nigga là. Qui te problème?
Oh, hello there. This weasel was... Godric was always looking down on me. He got what he bloody deserved thanks to you.
No, not thanks to me, thanks to
What goes around comes around. He had an ugly heart, an uglier countenance, and met the ugliest of ends, eh?
Habouga, on peut tuer là, c'est.
Tu quand tu continues pas devant là, tu as un côté extra iconique.
Mon cas va ser net for calling finger remedy. Attends, moi, tu sais qui est là. Bendigrab, ok.
Assez dit, man. T'as ma finger c'est pas ici, là.
Bandit Cob.
Non, on va faire, c'est un pouce maintenant, tout summoning ça.
Ouais. Mon cas c'est un seul pour ça. Même si avec 15 000. Là, pour upgrade, moi, ok.
Ok.
Bon, qui fait pécrase Godric, ce chose.
Chumbo pas, non. Mais c'est remettre ça summoning sign, là, coup de tuer,
Allez, ouais. Il y a un coup. First off, don't give up, try blood loss. Mon quoi pour Godric, hein. Bon, je vais pas laisser battre. Malheureusement, mon pays n'a une weapon. Mais tu connais mon maîtreuse? Non. Comment bon pécrase? Non. Yeah. Ouais, t'as fini de mettre celui-là?
Aïe. Continue à le dévendre, continue à explorer.
J'ai Elden Ring là.
Ah, le dévendre. T'as trouvé une vue, ah oui, t'as une vue extraordinaire.
Ok. Bon, quand tu faisais answer, ça peut passer, non?
Non, tu vas passer.
Well done. Même message d'écoute, wow. Comment me montre là où me lire un message? On va dire, mais never mind. Ok. No enemy ahead. Let there be flower. Fais-moi pas croire à ma message. Praise the message, then time for something incredible. 60 km sniper, nice. Qui m'a bien fait ici là? On m'a descendu l'escalier là.
Non, t'inquiète, t'es en mauvaise direction là.
Mauvaise direction? Quelle direction on nous a guetté?
T'es à droite, sinon t'inquiète. T'es là, la peau de
Ouais. M'a trouvé. Un essai là. Yep. Chabri.
Il y a un PC, t'as pas gros aider.
Hey bro, tu peux dire Maiden, trappe de grip. Bro, qu'est-ce ninja Elden Ring ahead.
Vraiment Elden Ring ahead, t'as vu, il y a des qu'on va faire.
Ok, let me see. Something required ahead. Oh! Summoning cooperator.
T'es trouvé non?
Yes.
Ouais, moi.
I did it. Ok. Margaret sa view là.
T'as un bouton dans l'ensemble du bouton.
Leona of the Lakes. The thing is, mon fini vin là. Get out of map. Mon déjà en bout là.
T'es sa vue là que tu dis.
Yes. Eh, Marie, je dis, it's Sawi. That's fucking nice.
Pro tip.
Pas ce type. Pro tip. Could not commit suicide. Best tip. Eh, non, sérieux. Eh, moi, on va pas activer. What? Moi, on va activer Site of Grace. Comment comme fille vin? We check. Bon, fille vin. Right, never mind.
Right.
Counter-Strike no PS4, plutôt des gosses.
Bon, ça vit mouse, c'est une joystick.
Eh, bon, pas abusé. Ha, tu veux bizarre le Counter-Strike que tu as fait là. Quoi qu'à ver. Tu peux pas aucun holy sur ton weapon là.
Non.
Ah, never mind. Moi, il a dit, moi. C'est petit maintenant. C'est banal, mais c'est quand même banal et tout. Moi, j'ai l'utilisé de faire wait, invaded by recusant
Man, what the hell?
Man, who the fuck?
Ok, c'est petit dust.
Oh, yo, bon Dieu, qui te vient rôder? Mais t'as mis là, il peut la louper autour du là. Mon côté. Qui vient rôder Habouga?
Ah, il est pas là, Alex.
Oh my fucking god, bro. Ah, il peut mettre buff, oui, non?
Ouais.
Get the fuck away from me, bitch. Nu pensais même d'affaire. Bonnet vini récusant Vike has dice mode. Fucking bird.
Ah. Codec.
Il va tenir non, il est là. Le touch est là, mais il se drop into mon bas. Moi, pas quoi, mon se tombe.
Ok.
Allez. Bro, pas trouve mon world ouvert. Bro, dire comme ça, let me invade here.
Moi, drop un des choses pour toi.
Academy Stroll, mon gars. Eh, non, Academy Scroll, c'est le gars.
Tu veux drop un des derrière toi.
Ok. Let me see this. Pas de cadre pour pas de mal.
Moi, ils sont cadre pour.
Faut pas croire, c'est bon. Bah, pas de pour des stock avec casque.
Ah, t'as gagné?
Wait, what? Qui l'a fait? Non, bah.
T'as pas gagné?
Non. Qui t'a été?
Moi, j'ai vraiment un finger remedy, je sais pas qui est dedans.
Mon corps a fait, t'as pas casé.
Man, what the fuck?
Ressei un coup, négatif, tout, c'est pas
Moi, trop intil, mais t'es sur mon cadre.
Non, still pas qu'à trouver. Mon corps à cause du end d'affaires du spécifique plutôt, comment dire.
Ah, t'as oublié mon cadre drop rune, t'es tombé.
Allez, monsieur, vous aidez. Bon, pico sur allonge. Hey!
Ouais.
Golden Rune 13. Ouais. Mon cas, c'est vidi là?
Ouais, t'as cassé, Billy. Mais t'as mon drop. Tu sais qu'il est moyen, là, m'arrive à back, monsieur.
Aïe. Monsieur, ça.
Oh shit, là, c'est bien. Ah, 50. Oh shit, 50 000 sous, là, ok. Moi, trop beaucoup, t'as un overpowered, là.
Ouais, pas. Moi, besoin de moi, juste besoin de chose pour augmenter mon arcane, acheter.
Allez,
Ça cause arcane, moi, besoin enter rune, là. Apporte moi pour besoin alpha high space rune form, là, pour arcane, là. Loads rune.
Un là, c'est vous 50 000, hein.
Ah, ok, wait a minute. Inventory.
Par contre, je te sais vite, c'est peut-être un beau vidéo, là, il faut que tu aies vu, hein.
Attends, tu crois que à côté de site of Grace, il voulait se servir ou bien non?
Oh, ouais, I guess, yeah.
Non, il est un
Si tu m'as cassé vite, mon collègue, je sais pas si mal l'eau, même, là.
Ah, ouais, moi, j'ai un Google qui bouge la préférée après.
Ah, écoute ça, get ici, là, devant moi. Tu vois un space church, là.
Ouais.
Non, là, church, tu gagnes un seed, là. Seed. Pas avec, tu
Golden Seed? Ou bien Secret Tier qui est là?
Secret Tier, moi, tu dis.
Ah, Secret Tier, il augmente quand je suis heal avec tout flash, quoi. Ouais, moi, Philippe prend ce qui est là.
Un bout de bon, là.
Ouais.
Tu suis ce question, tu 40 dans Académie, là. Ah, t'attends.
Mon cas, tout, dit, mon cas, c'était 10 sur sérieux, dire.
Ouais, moi. Tu 40 dans. On va payer la place.
I can just
Royal Luca Yagi. C'est Raka. Aïe.
And it still has been closed for quite some time now.
Luca Academy, tu 40 ans, quand tu fais ce question.
The Academy cast repelling seals on the east gate leading to the capital, and the south gate leading here, as you might have guessed.
Mais qui fait de passer à ma ligne sur l'autre weapon?
À ma ligne sur tu vas pas appeler les autres weapons.
Ah bon?
Ouais. Il fixe pour lui.
Ouais, il y a une unique skill pour weapon là. Ouais. Et hard skill, il y en a là, Marie bon, c'est mort, Marie joli pour être.
Ouais.
About, mon cas que je veux dire, c'était about the greenstone ski ou bien about Ceylon.
Yeah, parce que quelque chose dit au contraire.
And if you once you consider, I know it.
I remember.
But still,
Okay.
you've taken
About
Selin.
Selin.
That is, Selin was well known. I followed her, but Selin was accused of. I still the illustrious.
Ok, mon depuis qu'à cause de ça.
Without one, and you'll never.
Ok, soupe. Pas tout il dit là. Mon bro dit net.
On va regarder, tu dis infantile dans les mondes, moi.
Ah, ok. So, laisse-moi regarder un peu si mon cas a que de gré ça. Si mon pas qu'à tous gré ça. À niveau 50 000, je sais, je dis, je vais mettre un peu de choses dans. Ok, non, pour mon cas, comme moi, dans ce, mon cas, c'est Reverse of Blood.
Il va genre peut-être 9 un peu, mais encore, ok.
Ouais, mais. Moi, tu peux penser pour faire build. Ouais, mais pas casser, pas casser. Tu vas faire, tu continues à explorer toujours, ou bien tu peux aller.
Ah, mais allez, bon, allez après demain.
Allez, toi, bye. Et dans la manière, vous faites un livre là, mais tu vous dites pas tout.
Ah, moi, me dis, moi.
Aye, brother. See you later. Yimmy dim bim. C'était mon carré. Bro, il passe in les temps avant c'est pas tout. Battu monstre. On get battu. Use select number. Combien ok, bisa pour servir Reverse of Blood? 20?
I don't know, me, pas bien.
T'es dans weapon, non?
Non, putain, chiqui. Wait, watch us, tu vas quoi gagner là, ça?
On va pas qu'on gagne, non? On pense.
Il y a cool, quoi, bah, il y a quoi, tape que fait tout aussi là-bas.
Mais. Ok, en général, il n'est pas bon pour ban katana là, à cause du inflicted.
Non, ouais.
Ah, ben, on finit de mettre toujours. Après, je vais mettre le slash sur Nakakiba là toujours. Mais il y a un move, là, je vais gagner. Il y a une récompense pour Blood Out, c'est ça. Ça m'a mis sécurité dans l'autre, c'est ça.
Ouais, à chaque coup.
Comment appelle les moves de service là?
Sempuku.
Sempuku. T'as gagné bonheur, hein, ou bien c'est ça?
Un peu mid-game maintenant.
Un peu mid-game. Ok.
Ouais, Reverse of Blood de Bison. 20 arcane, 12 strength, 18 dexterity.
Ok, mon cave mettre up to 20 arcane. Moi, je gaspille plus.
Et on va conseiller toi à faire un build, hein, parce que déjà à chaque fois qu'on a été.
Des choses, des slash of blood, comment dire.
Ouais, un immense FP extrême vite, tu as beaucoup FP sur envers il a l'aura.
Donc, mais là, donc, il m'a besoin d'investment rune.
Tu veux là?
Dans Mind, ou bien. Alors, c'est dans Mind, tu as besoin d'invest pour augmenter ton FP.
C'est rétique ça, tu veux.
T'as moi checké là. Avait dit. Laquelle qui augmente FP.
Mine, mine.
Mine.
Ouais, de mine.
Mais bon, quand fait mon mine vin 15, mon Hawking vin 20. Avec
pas commencer toi, parce que crois moi, il mange extra beaucoup pas vaillable.
Pas vaillable.
Ouais.
Mais il y a une chose qui fait, t'as des smokes qui prend health aux des choses, ou des points FP là. Il pas une flic là.
Non, la peine. Et il y a un talisman qui réduit to FP consumption un ticket. Mais à part ça, peine non.
Ok. Donc, moi, j'aime beaucoup de danseuses, comment dire, là. Mais qu'est-ce que ça? Aïe, un problème, là. Qui peut faire ça? C'est dans une ville, là. Qui te conseille mon faire, là? Qui te conseille mon faire?
T'en viens katana, même toi.
Ouais, puis ouais, on vient de habiller le katana, moi.
Et pour l'instant, investor dexterity, après, tu as investor vigilance endurance, je pense que c'est là. Vigilance, c'est important, hein. Pas que d'eau, vigilance.
Mais tu crois, moi pas vraiment me servir Sword of Night and Flame là?
Ouais, c'est bon, c'est bon.
Mais là, qui de toi peut nous besoin mettre aujourd'hui? Qui te conseille moi mettre aujourd'hui?
Non, là, si tu sais Night and Flame là, tu peux bien servir ça. Par contre, je dois jouer le Wheel là.
Ah, ok. Tu veux servir des petits trucs.
Ouais, tu as un weapon là.
Alright. Laisse-moi checker mon...
Tu viens de Kélit?
Kélit, ouais, moi fini de Kélit.
Quand tu as là-bas, tu me galopes, tu es là-bas ou bien?
Ben, tu me prends transporter trappe là. Après, au fait, Bougla, tu montres moi une autre manière. Quand tu prends transporter trappe là, tu passes au outil là. Mais pour c'est pas le direct pour la map qui trouve net en bas là. Mais évite tout ban la guerre là. Et là, je prends mon ouvrir map là. Et là, aide pour aide, je ouvrir ban sur ma side of grace.
Ok.
Bon, première fois, je ouvrir la boîte là, je trouve transporter trappe. Je me dis, what the fuck is this? C'est là, je spawn en dedans. Je ne sais pas ce qui bouffe, je casse un peu en place. Il y a une espèce de mille pattes avec, je sais pas qui weapon, il y a deux half. Bon, pay one shot, moi, vision. Never mind. Je parle d'une qualité d'assiette.
Dan, place que tu finis discover Mogwin to area.
Qu'est-ce que tu m'appelles?
Mogwin.
Non, il y avait plus là-haut, non?
Non, il y a un place underground, ça.
Un place underground.
Ouais.
Non, je ne pas croire, mais je ne sais
tu as progressé encore à la main story.
Donc, il est dans là.
Non, il parle là, tu as fait une question, tu as unlocké lui là.
Alright.
Mais figure-toi, quand tu vois là-bas, one shot pas, tu vois. Bon, épousez-moi, allez après.
Allez, ouais. Bye, bonne nuit.
Bonne nuit.
Challenging bosses extremely quickly, facing little to no difficulties at all. And the best part about this is it's even more effective than a Moonveil or Rivers of Blood focused setup. Believe me, those were my first two weapons I jumped on when building this. They're okay, they're just not as effective in terms of damage and general use. So now, let's dive into the build and start it off with the best katanas to have. So the best one we can use in our offhand is the Nagakiba. Regarding the affinity we place on it, we have two options that work amazingly well. The cold version or the bleed version. Now with either one you choose, you'll have a good amount of buildup. 105 for frost and 115 for bleed. Despite that, it's still going to take quite a few hits for us to proc either one of those effects. However, this is where the Ashmore comes into play. Repeating thrust. Your character does a 360 before lunging forward 4 times, with each hit stacking up whatever status effect we have on. Thus, we can proc them with about 1 or 2 Ash of War attacks, which is really nice for it not only doing decent damage by itself, costing only 7 mana to use, and activating whatever status effect we want. It also works great with the Nagakiba because of its immense size, giving you much more reach with it. Now you're probably thinking, okay, that's cool and all, but what status effect should I use then? The difference between the two is very subtle and mainly depends on what kind of playstyle you like to use. Cause with the cold affinity placed on it, after we proc a freeze buildup, it takes a chunk of the target's health away, not as much as bleed though, and makes that enemy take 20% increased damage for 30 seconds. So you, your teammates, if you're playing online, and Spirit Ashes will do more damage. And the thing is, this isn't even our hardest hitting attack either. We have another weapon that can do a lot more damage. With the bleed affinity, we can proc a blood loss with the same amount of attacks since they have roughly the same buildup. The activation of it does more damage while giving us a 30% damage very quickly, getting 20% increased power and last 10 seconds longer. Both work exceptionally well in most situations. Furthermore, that 30% damage buff actually comes from two other items we use. The White Mask giving us a 10% increased attack power whenever a blood loss happens near us, and the Lord of Blood's Exaltation doing the exact same thing with a 20% buff instead, both lasting for 20 seconds. The benefit is that you can use the cold variation when dealing with enemies immune to bleed builds, and the same can be said for enemies resistant to freeze buildups. Saying all of that, I'll show you guys where you can find all of these items. With the Nagakiba, this can be dropped by the Bloody Finger Hunter, Yura, located north of the Murkwater Cave. If you choose to finish his questline, that's another way it can be picked up along with Eleanor's Pole Blade and the Purifying Crystal. Just takes more steps. Beforehand, you can grab the Ash of War Repeating Thrust that's rewarded after defeating a Knight's Cavalry boss that roams the bridge near the Agil Lake and only spawns during the night. Next, you can grab the Lord of Blood's Exaltation after defeating Esgar, a blood priest in the Lyondell Catacombs. Finally, for the White Mask, you'll have to kill one of the 3 nameless White Mask invaders that spawn in the Mogwin Dynasty Mausoleum area. Make sure not to kill the boss Mogwin or else they won't spawn in. Continuing on, we still need a weapon for our main hand. We can use the Uchi Katana with the Occult Affinity placed on it. Now with this one, we only get a little passive bleed buildup. It's more of a nice bonus with its physical damage scaling with Arcane and the Ash of War we use. Speaking of that, the Ash of War we can use on this katana is fully broken in so many ways. Bloodblade. Your character sacrifices a tiny bit of health to shoot out blades of blood that not only do good damage alone, but also apply a bleed buildup that stacks exceptionally quickly, and it only costs a tiny bit of health on the first cast. Afterwards, it only consumes 3 mana to chain cast it. Honestly, it's pretty busted. Nevertheless, we can make it even better, and that's with the help of the Shard of Alexander. Increasing our Ashes of War damage, Katana's basic attack should be more than enough to take them down. And even so, the Ashes of War don't consume a whole lot of mana, so you can use those more freely without worrying about them running out. Finally, when it comes to bosses, the best combo to use is first proccing either a Frost or Bleed buildup with the Ash of War Repeating Thrust. Again, it should only take 1 to 3 uses to get this off, and then you'll get a huge damage buff. Next, use the Ash of War Bloodblade to melt them down exceptionally quickly. You can also use the katana's basic attacks because your character will be buffed up after proccing one of these status effects. Now that covers everything for the weapons, so I'll show you where you can find them again before I go over some really easy buffs we can use. For the Uchi Katana, you can pick this up in the Death Touched Catacombs and it'll be hovering above the pond in general. Now we weapon you can find like a dagger, because it doesn't make any difference at all whether you place it on the biggest weapons in the game or the smallest one. But anyways, for being infinitely reusable and a very early game item. The second way we can quickly increase our damage and protection is with the Flask of Wondrous Physic. I found the best unity, it will go exponentially better. Pop it out for whatever you fancy. It's not going to make a huge difference, and just like before, I'll show you guys where you can find these buffs. With the Ash of War Golden Vow, you can acquire this after defeating a mounted Godric Knight that roams on the cliffs southwest above the Death Touched Catacombs. So you can get the Ash of War and the Katana right after. Next, you can grab the Dexterity Crystal Knot found on a small island in Liurnia of the Lakes. You don't have to kill anything, but it would make it easier. And lastly, for the Opaline Heart tier, you'll have to kill a Putrid Avatar boss near the Minor Erdtree in Caelid. Moving forward, we still have the armor, which does offer a decent amount of protection, which by 10%, or the Black Knife armor that silences your character's movement when running and jumping. Both are definitely better options for functionality, however, that's entirely up to you. It won't make a massive difference, yet every little bit does help. Another handy item to this build is the Erdtree's Favor +2. This increases our maximum health. Feathers, you'll find it in the Sage's Cave behind an illusionary wall. Or, lastly, for the Erdtree's coming to the end of Dex. Afterwards, I'd recommend putting most of your points into Arcane to increase your damage, bleed buildup, and Ash of War damage. Then you could put points into Dex, since that will also increase our basic attack damage on both of our katanas. You don't need to put any levels into mind since, again, the Ashes of War we use barely consume any mana. Now the starting character you'll want to use to match this build exactly is the hero class. You could pick the samurai since that comes with some items we use in this build, yet you won't have the exact same stats. For my last talisman, I'm just using Millicent's prosthesis that increases our dex by 5 levels and attack power with successive attacks. It gives us extra damage because of the Ash of War repeating thrust, hitting our target 4 times. Still, it's not anything extraordinary, so feel free to swap this out for whatever you may like more. The only essential talismans that are a must is the Shard of Alexander and the Lord of Blood's Exaltation that really impact this build heavily. But to get Millicent's prosthesis, you'll have to kill Millicent, who can be found at the Windmill Heights Site of Grace after defeating the Godskin Apostle boss that stands there. Now that fully covers this entire setup. Before I end the video, I want to thank the members of my channel for supporting me on my videos and the future ones to come. If you guys want to become members, there will be a button at the bottom right of this video to click. If not, no worries. I'm happy you made it to the end of the video. That being said, thanks for watching everyone, and I hope I see you all in the next one. A prosthesis that increases our dex by 5 levels and attack power with successive attacks. It gives us extra damage because of the Ash of War repeating thrust, hitting our target 4 times. Still, it's not anything extraordinary, so feel free to swap this out for whatever you may like more. The only essential talismans that are a must is the Shard of Alexander and the Lord of Blood's Exaltation that really impact this build heavily. But to get Millicent's prosthesis, you'll have to kill Millicent, who can be found at the Windmill Heights Site of Grace after defeating the Godskin Apostle boss that stands there. Now that fully covers this entire setup. Before I end the video, I want to thank the members of my channel.
What's up guys, welcome back to Actual. This is an updated version of our Bleed Starter Guide. The endgame build guide will be linked at the end of the video. Don't forget you can find all of our up for the god. They start with much better armor as a samurai. Start the game and make your way to the Site of Grace. And head back to the church to return to the entrance of the fast travel back now and be sure not to use it. Make your way east to the third church of Marika. Be sure, this is going to be right south to Fort Farth. For those that are new, you use dodge the rats and pick up the rat. Head back to camp right around the backside of Fort Kale. Mount your steed and jump down and grab flame Grammy strength and right away. Don't worry if you're killed here, because you'll still keep the incantation. This is the route and key locations used in Chapter 3. Fast travel back to the third church of Marika, and follow the path south to Fort Height. Just run past all the enemies in the fort and bait the knight up the ladder. It's recommended that you have Flame of the Red Mains equipped at this point. Once you're at the top of the ladder, go ahead and summon your spirit wolves to help you with the fight. Just wait for the wolves to take the aggro off of you, and use Flame of the Red Mains to break his poise. Follow up with a critical and rinse and repeat until he's dead, rewarding with the Bloody Slash Ash of War, which we will need later. Be sure to loot the chest behind you for the second half of the Dectus Medallion. You now have permanent access to the Grand Lift and therefore the Altus Plateau. Head southeast to the Weeping Peninsula and pick up the Morning Star. It's a good blunt weapon that will help new players with a certain boss later. Head west along the north shore of Weeping and grab the Faded Knot Crystal Tier. You can easily dispatch the 3 enemies guarding it with Flame of the Red Mains. This will give us the faith needed to use Flame Grammy Strength. Ride up the hill to the Church of Pilgrimage and rest at the site of Grace. This is where we're going to farm our main weapons that we'll use for the first half of the game. At this point, stop to put the Sacred Blade Ash of War on your katana. We're farming an enemy right next to the site of Grace that will drop the Bandit's Curved Sword. This enemy will normally reanimate, which adds time to the farming. However, with the Sacred Blade Ash of War, you can quickly kill the enemy safely from a range, and Sacred Blade prevents him from reanimating. We actually want a second Bandit's Curved Sword, so you're just going to repeat this process by fast traveling back to the Church of Pilgrimage and farming this enemy until a second Bandit's Curved Sword drops for you. The Bandit's Curved Swords actually hit 4 times on a running or jumping attack, so we're going to use them to get a lot more bleed procs throughout the game. This is the route and key locations used in Chapter 4. Follow the route around the east side of Stormville Castle and make your way to the small island in Liurnia. You can just avoid the couple of enemies on this island and ride straight to the altar with the Dexterity Knot Crystal Tier. This will give you 10 extra dexterity and a nice little damage boost early game. Go northeast to the Rhylocaria Crystal Tunnel and rest at the site of Grace to do some flask upgrading. While you're here, you're also going to want to equip the Morning Star and put the Flame of the Red Mains Ash of War on it. The enemies in this tunnel are weak to fire and the boss is weak to blunt damage. You now have a weapon that does both. Also go ahead and throw your tears in your flask. Use your flask and your buffs and head into the fog gate. Summon your spirit wolves to provide a distraction. Use a couple casts of Flame of the Red Mains to break poise. Follow up with a critical and then back off to let the dogs take aggro again. After breaking poise the very first time on the Crystallian, the fight becomes very trivial. The wolves should keep them basically permanently staggered, so there should be no real threat to you. Finish the fight off to be rewarded with the Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing 1. This will allow you to buy unlimited amounts of Smithing Stone 1 and 2 from the Round Table. Now head north and use your Dectus Medallion to use the Grand Lift of Dectus and head into the Altus Plateau. This is the route and key locations used in Chapter 5. Head to this area just north of the Grand Lift of Dectus. Follow the path that I take to the Teardrop Scarab. If you stray off the path, there are several giant crabs waiting to ambush you from under the water. Finishing off this scarab will reward you with the Bloodblade Ash of War. That gives us the ability to have 2 weapons with the Bleed Affinity super early on. Follow the path east to the Sealed Tunnel. Roll through the invisible wall, follow this path down, and backstab the Vulgar Militiamen. Head over to the chest for the Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing 2, which gives you access to buy unlimited Smithing Stone 3 and 4 from the Round Table. While you're here in the Sealed Tunnel, you can actually farm Smithing Stone 5s. Depending on your patience, you can actually farm the 24 Smithing Stone 5s right here in order to take both of your weapons to plus 15 immediately. This is on the Sealed Tunnel, you can actually farm Smithing Stone 5s. Depending on your patience, you can actually farm the 24 Smithing Stone 5s right here in order to take both of your weapons to plus 15 immediately. This is optional as you'll be able to both find these and buy them later on. But at the very least, while you're here, you might as well farm a couple of them. It's pretty easy. Chapter 6, we're heading back to Fort Farth in order to do the best early game unlimited room farm. So fast travel back to Fort Farth and go ahead and rest at the site of Grace. Put the 2 blood-based Ashes of War on your Bandit's Curved Swords. Be sure that you select the Blood Affinity rather than the Standard, and then equip these weapons. You're going to ride down to the Slumbering Dragon and perform jump attacks by just jumping and pressing LB or L1 depending on the controller that you're using. Use the Go Pick of Outfoot when he's around 20% health and mount your steed. It's very important that you're already on your steed when he dies. When you see his tail twitch indicating that he's died, you need to go back to the site of Grace as fast as possible. If you're too slow, it will not work. And when you get back up, the dragon will still be there, but you will get the runes for the kill, allowing you to repeat this process indefinitely to both level weapons and stats. Go back to the Round Table and turn in the 2 bell bearings that you retrieved, and purchase enough Smithing Stones to where you have exactly 24 of each Smithing Stone 1, 2, 3, and 4. The amount will vary depending on how many you picked up. Go ahead and level your weapons to plus 12 or plus 15 if you farm the extra 24 Smithing Stone 5s. You now have 2 very strong weapons that have great bloodlust buildup. You can now do the rune farm several more times, but much faster now that you have stronger weapons with a much higher blood loss buildup. At this point, just repeat the farm as many times as you want until you have the stats that you personally desire. I think a good balance would be to kill the dragon 2 more times and use the stats shown here. At level 36, with these stats and these weapons, with the
same buff, the bleed affinity gives us a 30% attack boost much sooner with more initial damage, 10 increased power, and lasts 10 seconds longer, all while being able to stack the 30% boost on top for a total of 50%.
In this Elden Ring video, I'm going to be showing you how to play my Blazing Bushido build, or Flamurai build if you will. This is a level 100 Samurai build, and
Hey, what's up everybody, welcome back to one more Elden Ring video. On today's video I want to show you guys, so this is the coolest weapon arts in the game, with that blood going all over the place. And this is going to do a good amount of damage once you have that blood loss accumulated. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the coolest weapon that I personally think that's gonna be the best in between all of these three is gonna be the Nagakiba Katana. This range dagger that you can get. To start this side quest, you wanna first, after you talk to him, game. So if you wanna know about that, check the links down in the description how you can get this katana. So by defeating him, we get the first dagger, the redo. It's basically almost like a range attack, I would say. So it consumes a little bit of FP, not a lot, but so from here, after defeating the first invader, the Bloodfinger, you want to head over, still going north to these to get to the South Rhea Lucaria gate to get inside. But also to open the gate, you need a key. Now the key will be located about right here, where I have this symbol right here, because you're gonna find a dragon in there sleeping. You don't have to interact with the dragon, all you gotta do is sneak behind him, and eventually you can find the key all the way in the back. You grab the Glinsome Stone and then get out of there, fast travel back to this point right here, which is the South Rhea Lucaria gate. Once you get to the gate, interact with it, and you'll get right inside of it. Now once you are inside of the academy, you want to turn right. But right here, instead of it interacting with this, you just want to keep on following the road down until you find this summon point right here, which is glowing red. Now, after you interact with this, it's going to be summoned to assist Yura, a hunter of bloody fingers, which is the guy that we've been talking to. Now, from this point on, we are the ones who's going to be invading with the NPC. We're going to be helping him defeat this NPC right here. Now as you see from doing that, you also get Ash of the War, Raptor of the Mist, which is a pretty cool Ash of War. But from this point on, you want to look behind you where our boy is going to be. Now talk to him. Now after you exhaust all of the conversation that you can have with him, we want to move on for the next part of the quest and the last part. Now to move on for the next part of the quest, it's going to be inside of the next map, and to get on that map you need to lift the Grand Lift of Dectus, which is another part of another side mission. Now once you are able to pass through that and get in the new area, you want to head over to the second Church of America, where we're gonna find the next part of the quest. So once we get in here in Church of America, we're gonna notice that the NPC that we've been helping, he is wounded and he is in the ground. Now, if we talk to him, he's gonna tell us what happened about Eleonora, and also he's eventually gonna just die. Now, what's gonna happen next? We're gonna get invaded by Eleonora Bloody Finger. So we need to kill Eleonora for us to get the twin blade that we're looking for, Eleonora Pole Blade. Some stuff, and also the Eleonora Pole Blade. Now before you go, don't forget to come back to the body of Yura, and you're gonna find his katana, Nagakiba Katana. So after defeating the invader, the Eleonora, you're gonna get her weapon happen, which is gonna be the Eleonora poll.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Actual. This is an updated version of the key locations used in Chapter 2. Ride south to Fort Farth and follow the path that we take through the fort. Follow this path along the right side of the route, couple golden runes, so you have 1200 runes. Purchase both a dagger and a finger seal. Head back to Caelid and follow the chapter progress route to this area next to the North Fort Gale site of Grace. Kill the invisible teardrop scarab for the flame of the Redmane's Ash of War. This Ash of War is extremely strong. I recommend using it immediately. Ride around the backside of Fort Gale. Mount your steed and jump down and grab flame grammy strength and ride away. Don't worry if you're killed here because you'll still keep the incantation. This is the route and key locations used in the Third Church of Marika. And follow the path south to Fort Height. Just run past.
Wah, anyway.
Allô. Ouais, hey, regarde, dormir.
Yeah.